All right, so what we're going to work on now is our stage 3 drills. So stage 1 we were just learning to consistently hit line drives with backspin. Stage 2 we were learning to control basically where we're hitting the ball. So right field quadrant, right centre, left field line. Basically stage 3 is the same as stage 2, with the exception that we're now trying to stretch the hitter both to the top of the strike zone and the bottom of the strike zone. So stage 2 was about learning where they need to make contact, but we really only did it from the middle of the strike zone. Stage 3 is basically within that same happy zone. So this area, again, where Shane makes contact from out in front as a left-handed hitter, on the inside part of the plate to way back here deep in the contact zone for a ball that he hits away. So this is what I call your happy zone. So basically Shane was hitting balls from here, hitting line drives to right field, balls from here, hitting line drives to centre field, and balls deep in the zone and off the plate away, hitting line drives to left field. But what we're going to do now for stage 3 drills is basically the same thing, but we're going to extend both the bottom of the strike zone and the top of the strike zone. So come on in, Shane, let's give this a bash. So what we're going to do to start with, if that ball's in the middle of the strike zone, you can set the tee up anywhere you like, but this time from the top of the strike zone. Let's see how we go. Just a couple of each. All right, pretty good. You've still got it. So the angle was good, the rotation was good, made good extension, and the outcome was about right. And again, 2 for 2, almost like you've been practicing. All right, so in that situation, I'd be reinforcing that. That's a perfect swing. Try and replay it back in your head. Now repeat it. Now I want you to do the same thing on the low pitch. All right, beautiful. All right, so in this particular situation, he's reacted well. He still hit the bottom half of the ball, made contact out in front, both from the top and bottom part of the zone. So look at you go. Good thing we did this one again, eh? All right, same thing, centre field. Let's go the bottom of the strike zone first. See how you go, centre field. Beautiful. Again, you're still accelerating the barrel through the point of contact. There you go, beautiful. You may notice, you might not be able to see it on the camera, I'm not sure, but when you make contact, so stop at the point of contact at the bottom of the strike zone, you'll notice that his bat angle is obviously dropped a little bit more, but that's because he has to, because of the location of the pitch. So in terms of even a ball that you hit really perfect from the low ball, you may find there's just a fraction more of this, but Shane's doing a pretty good job at the moment of getting through the ball, even though the ball's right at the bottom of the zone, so that the ball stays largely straight. Beautiful, look at that go. All right, top of the strike zone to centre field. Good, still got it, mate. Still time for you yet, Watto. That was perfect, that sounded good. There was a different sound on that one. That's probably the best one you've hit. All right, same thing, this time to left field. All right, so the ball's now deep in the contact zone and on the outside part of the plate. Oh, need a ball, sorry. Right at your target, that was perfect. All right, so you're obviously swinging it pretty good. Now, in this situation, I'm just moving the tee because I've got a pretty good idea where, you know, Shane's contact point is for each of these things. But what works better with kids is to let them kind of experiment. So as we talked about right at the start, basically just set them up and say, all right, you stand anywhere you like in relation to the tee. All right, you still need to be lined up towards centre field, so your feet and your shoulders, because that's obviously where the ball would be coming when it's pitched at you. But you can move anywhere in the batter's box, basically to try and change your point of contact such that you hit it there. Let them experiment with it, let them try and reinforce when they do it right, and obviously try and lead them when they get it wrong to help them make those adjustments. So try it again. All right, tough pitch, down and away. All right, so the ball's actually off the plate away and down in the zone. That's a tough pitch to hit. Now we're going to test you. Now obviously this is a tough pitch at the best of times. You're going to have to make an adjustment, Mr. Watson. What are you going to do differently?
Hit the bottom half.
All right, there it is. Can you do it one more time? Remember that swing and repeat it. There it is, perfect. Okay, so it took him a couple of pitches to work it out, but he worked it out. And when he does it right, I'm like, that's it, fantastic, perfect. Remember that swing, now repeat it. And you keep reinforcing it, keep reinforcing it. Again, if he makes a mistake, that's okay. Work out what he did wrong and you move forward. All right, so this is basically our stage 3. Now again, stage 3 in itself wouldn't necessarily just take 2 minutes like we demonstrated here. It's a process that you go through. Now, not everyone has been doing it as long as Shane. It's going to take them a little while. You might find that they adapt quicker to balls at the top of the strike zone, or maybe some guys might adapt quicker with balls at the bottom of the strike zone, but you've got to give them time to experiment, to find exactly where they need to set up their contact point, you know, to allow them to hit a ball, still hit it hard, but from the bottom of the strike zone. They may need to adjust a little bit forward or back or whatever it is, or change their position relative to the contact. Not relative to home plate, but relative to their point of contact. Okay, so that's what you're trying to get them to learn. So again, just like stage 2, but stage 3 is again, we're trying to extend at the bottom of the strike zone and at the top. This particular tee doesn't go down really much lower than sort of the bottom third of the strike zone. Ideally, if you could get a tee that would go even a little bit lower than that, that would be good. And potentially even sit it on top of a bucket to try and get right up here at the top of the strike zone. All right, so this tee in itself is a little bit limited, but you can certainly come up with some creative ways to get around that. And then the more you practice all of those things, the more you increase your ability to take a swing that's going to produce a line drive with backspin. All right, so what we're actually training here is the ability not just to have one swing, but to have many swings. Somewhere you make contact here, out here, up here, down here, all over this sort of contact zone. We're trying to expand it so you've got, you know, a swing to handle every situation.